Welcome back, a little about a lot. Today we're going to go over a pressure washing trailer build. I am located in the Seabrook, Texas area. Salty Sea Pressure Washing is my business, and so I just wanted to go over the trailer build that I have here for some of you guys that maybe want to start up or whatever the case may be. So first things first, I started with this Harbor Freight 4x8 trailer right here. Worked great for the first few jobs. What I figured out real quick was I can't take water with me. And for some of those jobs, you have to take water with you. I am running a 4 gallon per minute machine, which means you're probably going to be okay in most cases. I have been in a residence that it wasn't pumping out 4 gallons per minute. I don't know why, but it wasn't. I don't know if there's a kink in the hose. Maybe I didn't turn it on all the way, whatever it may be. So I do have a tank. So let's start with the pressure washer itself. This is the Simpson with the Honda 4 gallon per minute machine. I have replaced the pump. It wasn't gravity feeding as well as I wanted it to, so I upgraded pumps. I will have the link in the description for the pump so you know exactly the type and all that kind of stuff. I do gravity feed it off this tank. This is a 330 gallon IBC tank. I have it strapped down in several different ways. It's not just from these holders right here, so if you're thinking that's what it is, that's not what it is. I have several straps down here on all 4 corners and in between. Make sure it's strapped down nice and easy, because when that thing gets full, 330 gallons times 8-ish is 2,500 pounds. So you really need to be careful of you know, hauling water around. Typically I don't haul a full tank of water. Right now it's about half. I like to go about a quarter and just fill up at the residence or the commercial or the HOA property that I'm at. I am running Flexilla hoses on my hose I hook up to my house. I have extra hoses here. And I'm also running a Flexilla hose. This is a 1/2 inch air Flexilla hose for my soft washing. So typically when you buy the Flexilla hose, it doesn't come with ends on it. This was 250 feet, I believe. I cut it down to 175. So I have the extra 75 with ends and fittings and stuff like that on there. So I just bought the kit, which these just basically screw on and everything. So it makes it really, really easy. This is, I'll have to leave the link in the description for this hose reel. It's okay, it's not great. Do I recommend it? It does fit a lot of hose on it. The handle did fall off one time. I was on the road, and so I've had to replace the handle with one I had to make here, and had to remount the inside of it and put a new clamp and new bolts and stuff like that on there. But I am running the Yamatic hoses. This is a 3/8 hose, and this one is 125 feet, I believe. I probably won't go any bigger than that. 50, 75, 100 foot sections. So if you do blow a hose, you're not blowing the whole hose. I do have the stock or the original hose. That's a 50 foot hose. I do not like it near as much. It's not near as flexible, but it has worked for the jobs that I need extra 50 feet from. Sorry, it's hotter than Texas out here. God, dog. All right, so we are running a 14 foot tandem axle, 3,500 pound axles on the trailer here. As you can tell, it is a 14 foot, like I said. Spare tire, no hydraulic brakes, no electric brakes, nothing like that. But this works well for my vehicle. I do have a Dodge truck, 1500, pulls it just fine. Set up the tank towards the middle of the trailer, just on the upside of the axles. I think the weight distribution is pretty good there. That's why it's not wagging around when you're going down the highway. Got a couple of gas tanks here, 2 5 gallon gas tanks. I just secure them down with this strap with a couple of I don't even know what you call those down, pipe anchors, whatever you want to call them. I can't remember exactly what they're called, but loops around, holds it just fine, and that way I can run 10 gallons plus the gas in the machine itself. 20-inch surface screener does work with the new pump. Did work with the old pump too, but it does work just fine. Am I as fast as some of those other ones? You know, the guys with the whisper wash and 8 gallon per minute per machines? No, I'm not as fast, but it gets the job done just fine. You gotta make sure you're oiling or greasing each one of your wheels all the time and all your connections for everything. 50 gallon chem tank, which is SH. As the water comes in from the house, goes to the hose, comes out, goes into this distribution block here. The filter is pre-filtered first, and then it goes through and then comes out. I have one where if I need to wash my hands or if I get chemicals on me or whatever it is, I can just flip that open and I can wash my hands on the outside of the trailer. I have one of these hoses. So there's two there. I have one of these hoses that goes directly to the machine, so if I want to direct feed it, I can. Another one goes straight here, comes across, comes up, and connects to the IBC tank with the Hudson valve in there. One of the reasons I did replace the pump was because it didn't have an external unloader, and I wanted to be able to run my machine without having to worry about it overheating. So I do have an unloader. My external unloader here comes out and goes back into the machine, so I'm not wasting water at obviously projects that you need water for, and they're not accessible very easily. So it does come into the top of the tank, goes right in. I haven't had any issues with that. I do have a downstream injector, which I'll also put in the description. I've been through several of them. Some are better, some are not. This one right here, like I said, I'll put in the link in the description, is a very good one, and that way you can see that one. And the guys I bought it from, they shipped it and it must have ripped out of the package, and it showed no downstream injector in the package. So emailed them, they got back to me and sent me a new one free of charge. I mean, I did buy the first one, but free of charge for that. I have a 1-inch diameter ID hose that goes from my IBC tank, runs around and feeds my pressure washer here. This is how I do 99.9% of my jobs now, is I just direct feed it. It works fine. I do not have a 12-volt pump from my IBC tank to my pump. This works just fine, have no problems at all, no overheating. Unloader looks fine. My downstream injector works just fine. It goes in. I have it here, so if I want to add a different type of chemical, I can, but this just drops into the chem tank here, my SH chem tank, when I need it, and it stores for there. So I did take the hoop off of the pressure washer here. Got some 5-gallon buckets for whatever I need there. 20-inch super surface cleaner, which I will also put in the link in the description if you want to check it out. It's been great. The handle is not great, the trigger. So when I turn it on, I had to turn my valve off, then squeeze it, and then turn my valve on, and then it shoots water through. So that may just be something, because it wasn't like that at the very, very beginning, but it happened pretty quick right after having that issue. Obviously, you got to have a ladder. I have this heavy one. This is the Multimax Pro. But right now I don't have a ladder rack on my trailer, so this one works great. It extends out, supports a lot of weight. It has a whole bunch of different configurations. At the front of the trailer I have several compartments here where I just keep all my extra stuff, whether it may be, sorry about the jet there, whether it may be chemicals, cones, hoses, just some extras, my X-Jets in there, my extra 12-volt system, which I'm on the soft wash, which we'll go over in a second. Some chems and hoses and stuff in there. Another surface cleaner just for the smaller jobs. In the front here, accessible to me, is all my tools that I need. So in this one I have like your wrenches and so on and so forth. These are all my fitting, and then I have more tools and accessories and stuff like that into this first bin. This second one here has a few more chemicals. Has all of my guns. My wands are stacked here in these PVC pipes. They work great, holds them fine. They're easy to access, which makes it really fun to not have to search through and through all this stuff all the time. I got different types of, ways to inject chemicals. All my valves, my J-rod, things like that are all in here. I do make sure I lubricate all of my stuff constantly. This is my soft wash system. This is Soft Wash Depot. I think it was something like $500 to get this set up here, but it's worked great. This has been fantastic. I tried to set up my own, didn't work near as well. So this thing has been really, really good. Obviously, my chem on this side hooks from a hose, comes down. I do have an extra valve right there, but it does come down and go to my chem tank right here, which is my SH chem tank. And that's the only one that's connected to it so far. I do have a soap that comes straight down, so if I wanted to inject whatever soap I wanted to, whether it's a chemical or a Southern Draw from Southeast Soft Wash, I can do that. Obviously your water, I just have it on all the time at 6.25. And then I have a Vevor. This is a 5.5 gallon 12 volt pump. It hooks directly to this end of the valve from my IBC tank here. It just comes out. Just got a couple fittings. These work great. I've never had any leaks from here. Comes in, goes through the soft wash, comes out, comes into my hose here, to my reel, to my hose, and out from there. I can soft wash whatever I need to. The pump is hooked up to this 12-volt battery right here, which has a switch right there, and it's connected to a Noco Genesis Gen 5x1 onboard charger here. That way I can just plug it in when I get back to the house and I don't have to worry about actually taking the clips and doing each one of the battery terminals and things like that. For my downstream here, I have it hooked up to this electric 12-volt valve, and you've probably seen these if you've been looking up soft wash systems. You've probably seen this. I mean, it's not soft wash, downstream systems. You've probably seen this pump. I will link it in the description as well. And it just hooks to my downstream ejector, goes into here. I have a remote that'll push it. Comes with a receiver here, and it works fantastic. I put a little extra light that hooks up to it as well, so when I turn it on, I know when it's on and when it's off, or when the valve is on and when the valve is off. The distance is pretty good. All the link in the descriptions will be for those. I've also hooked up some 2x4s here in the back so I can run brooms and a gutter cleaner and my extra ladder and something. Actually, I use that ladder more often than I have the other one. You know, just whatever you need here. I can use it with these clips here. I'll obviously put those in the link in the description as well, so you can see exactly what those are called and what I use them for. I use those as well here and here. So if I need to, I just need to clip it on, I can. Holds the hoses. This is a general pump hose here, and like I said, I'll put the link in the description. I think this is a Gorilla. Is it a Gorilla? Something like that. Hose reel. Like I said, they've been great-ish. I've uninstalled a couple of the parts, so they work pretty good, but they are stainless steel and they haven't rusted. Even the general pump one has rusted a little bit in a couple of different areas. So if you're in the Seabrook, Texas area, Kemah, Pearland, League City, things like that, let me know if you need some pressure washing done. And until next time, I'll see you on the next one.
Shine bright up all night, we're never slowing down. Fall in love, drunk mistake.